and then I'll keep hammering away at making the rest of the document live.
All right.
Hi everyone.
Hi.
It's docket updates and BocceGoHawks going over the latest docket drop. I've been tuning into some lives. Bocce, how much do you know about it so far?
The first page, and I was playing bocce. Also had a really great night playing bocce. Won both of my games. So, and when I lagged, I got 39. I think it was 39 inches or 39. Maybe it's 39 feet. I don't know. 39 something. But anyways, it was a good lag. I don't know if it stayed. But I took just a mere moment that I had, and I looked and I saw the perjury line, and literally I yelled, and then I jumped up and down with excitement, and then I was like, oh, I'm in public, but it doesn't matter. They're like so unaware of why I was super excited.
You were stoked, and they're like, ma'am, you didn't score or anything. Why are you so happy?
Yeah, it's over.
Oh, it's over by that time?
Yeah, it was over. I mean, I was on the sidelines just reading, like took a moment to read it. So that's as far as I got. Like the perjury line, that's it. And then I had to come home. So
okay, so you got to read the first few paragraphs. Hi Christina, hi Kenny.
Yeah, hi Christina, hi Kenny.
We yeah, so I got to watch most of Sarah's lives before I had to do some stuff here at the house. And then all of Lauren and Elsie's live, and they read some of the pages, but again, since I'm doing things, I only register some of it. So at first I was not happy because I was like, in my view, Lyman always wants Wayfarer to go above and beyond, and I feel like have them carry the burden of like why Lively's thing doesn't make sense. In the sense of like, well, what's the case law for it? Why shouldn't I grant it? Oh, they're making a lot of sense, and it's like, even using his previous rulings hasn't worked. He's still made new rulings and overridden his other ones. So at first I was thinking they didn't do enough. As I'm diving deeper into the documents myself, I feel much better about it.
Hi, guys.
Yeah, I feel
hi, Mari. Hi, Kiara.
I feel like they came on really, really strong. So I'm really excited about it. So what I did here is I put the document in big so people could see it, because if I just upload the PDF, it goes into tiny little letters. So I'll keep updating the pages, and then you just read it. Let me know when you need me to pass on to the next page, and I'll push here the next page.
Okay. Kenny said in the chat, Omar is upsetting me with how much he's saying he thinks they will get. And Stuart from A2L showed up and was saying he thinks more than Omar. Omar thinks 1.5 to 2 mil, and Stuart said 3 to 4 mil.
Yes. Yeah, I heard that. They, and Lauren said, they are attorneys and this is their assessment of it. And Lauren said she's at 500K. Now, see, I felt that way when I first was hearing people read this document, until I got to Exhibit 13. And I saw that Wilkie Farr did this already on another case. And Wayfarer is using that case and saying, look, in this case, they didn't provide the things that they were asked for. And the judge, their submission was for $500,000 in fees, in attorney's fees. And you know what the judge granted there? 10K, and said 10K is reasonable. Here you go. Because you didn't do what I asked you to do. Or at least that's how I read it. But then again, I skimmed. I didn't finish reading the whole document, so I just read the first page. And I was like, oh my God, I screenshotted it and I sent it to you and Elsie. So that's why I'm like, I feel a little bit better and I feel much more confident in Wayfarer's stance. Because when I was looking at this case, like at this motion, I was thinking they need to go above and beyond, and they need to say, here's why you shouldn't grant that much. Not just it doesn't reach the defamation stuff, but like they didn't give you what you asked for. We have no idea what all this billing stuff is for, and They did exactly that. So I think if the judge grants a lot more, it will be very obvious that he's definitely leaning Blake.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll finally see, for sure, for sure. By the way, hi Sarah. I will
I want
contact
your
you about
input.
your email at some point. I didn't get to do it tonight, but I will
You didn't get to
tomorrow.
do what?
Hmm?
You didn't get to do what?
Oh, I was gonna respond back to Sarah, but I didn't have a chance to because I just read it when I came back home, and then I was gonna do this with you. So
Oh,
yeah.
okay, okay. Yeah, I'm really eager to hear what you think as well. I'm sure everyone in the chat is too. Hi guys. Yep. I saw that in your live, Sarah, about the billing for Van Zandt. I texted Bocce about it, but I assumed you also sent Bocce a message on that. Hey, Jessica Lisi. All right. So just tell me when you need me to flip the page. So since I'm finishing putting up this page.
Okay, sounds good. All right, I'll start. So this introduction, this is anything but a typical fee motion. Pursuant to California Civil Code 47.1, Lively claims that she is entitled to a stunning $7,495,526 in attorney's fees for 7,070.2 hours billed by no fewer than 82 timekeepers to obtain the dismissal of a single defamation claim at the pleading stage. In contrast, the New York Times is seeking $181,000 in a fee request filed in state court for its motion to dismiss precisely the same defamation claim.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Lively could not possibly have spent over 7,000 hours preparing the portion of the motion to dismiss directed to Wayfarer's defamation claim. Rather, to arrive at this extraordinary sum, Lively broadly construes Section 47.1 to cover not only reasonable fees for work necessary to defend Wayfarer's defamation claim, but fees for work on directed to, how come I'm reading that weird? But fees for work on directed to, I think the on is throwing me off, but fees for work directed to Wayfarer's 8 non-defamation claims and Lively's 15 affirmative claims, which Lively characterizes as inextricably intertwined. However, Lively's affirmative claims, including those for sexual harassment, were unsuccessful, either dismissed on summary judgment or voluntarily.
Okay.
Is that where it goes?
Yeah.
I think there's a line missing of voluntarily, and then it goes.
Yeah.
Okay, voluntarily, and she was therefore not entitled to fees under FEHA or Title VII. Lively nevertheless now seeks to recover such fees under the guise of Section 47.1. Lively's fees request is so and that's my favorite line so far. We'll see if I love more. Lively's fee request is so over-inclusive that it sweeps in fees for researching her own liability for perjury arising from her California CRD claim and her Rule 11 motion for which the court has already denied fees. A fee request that appears unreasonably inflated is a special circumstance permitting the trial court to reduce the award or deny one altogether. This is just such a case. Okay, I'm glad that they are asking for them to reduce the award or just deny it altogether, because it sounds like that's where they're going to go, since it's like the starting line, right? Lively fails to establish the reasonableness of rates charged and hours worked.
Mm-hmm. And give me just 1 second. Sarah had a comment in here. She said it was against Jackson Walker. Yeah, that's that case in Exhibit 13. And then she said, I think it's a Jed Wallace Easter egg. Mm-hmm. Ooh, Jed Wallace being Taylor Swift now? Okay. So Lively fails to establish reasonable rates and charge. Okay.
So Lively's fee request lacks the requisite evidentiary support. The starting point is to calculate the lodestar by multiplying reasonable hours by a reasonable hourly rate. The court then has discretion to exclude time that is excessive, redundant, or otherwise unnecessary. Even where fees are mandatory, the court has broad discretion to adjust the fee downward or deny an unreasonable fee altogether. The fee applicant bears the burden to prove. And okay, so here I know you said it feels like he always wants Wayfarer to create the burden, but they're reminding them the fee applicant bears the burden to prove reasonable rates and hours, and inadequate documentation requires a reduction. Lively does not provide billing statements or other records to support her $7.5 million demand, much less allocate fees to her defense of Wayfarer's defamation claim. Instead, she relies on summaries prepared by financial analyst Diana Kantner that place fees into 3 buckets: fees relating exclusively to the Wayfarer action, i.e., defensive costs; fees relating exclusively to the Lively action, offensive costs; and 3, fees relating to both actions, i.e., intertwined. Lively seeks $2,267,288.75 for defensive costs and $5,228,238.12 for inextricably intertwined defensive and offensive work. Kantner's submission deserves limited, if any, weight. Her views on reasonableness reach the ultimate issue and are inadmissible. I never know if I want to read all these like side things. I know other people do, and because they know what it's supposed to
case law.
Just all of that, yeah. So I'm just going to go down to Kantner. Kantner's not an attorney. He's not an attorney or fee expert, but a consultant on insurance recovery, litigation support, and data analytics. Her experience with legal fees is limited to several occasions on which she served as an attorney fee expert, including some large and complex matters. Kantner does not indicate that she has experience or expertise in evaluating the reasonableness of rates or hours worked. Fee matters relating to employment, sexual harassment, or defamation claims, or apportionment of fees under Section 47.1 or any other fee shifting statute. Kantner does not disclose the methodology she applied to segregate work as recoverable, non-recoverable, or inextricably intertwined, or indicate that she reviewed the underlying pleadings or evidence in the Wayfarer or Lively actions, or is familiar with the facts giving rise to the parties' competing claims. Kantner is fuzzy on whether she was provided with and reviewed original invoices, and appears to have relied upon spreadsheets provided to her by counsel, which allegedly reflect the same information provided in the monthly invoices prepared for Miss Lively. She admittedly edited descriptions of work to exercise privileged. Oh, she's the one who XX'd? She XX? What is this? XX for redaction or XX XOXO?
Someone said in
Lively love to put XX in every one of her texts.
That's what someone said in Sarah's live. They said, let's just replace XOXO with XX.
I mean, Blake Lively does XX in her text messages.
Did she get consent for those?
She doesn't need it, remember? Rules for thee, not for me. That's how she rolls. I didn't realize that Kantner only got spreadsheets provided to her by counsel. So she didn't even get to see the invoices? Or she's saying it's allegedly reflects the same information. Okay. So did she see it or not?
What I gathered is she did not. That's what I took from Sarah's live when she was reading this, because I was like, wait, so she didn't even look at the invoices? There was some attorneys making arguments without knowing this information, unless they got insider information from Lively that they saw, that they thought this attorney would see the invoices and then create her own spreadsheet. Because in the affidavit for Kantner, she says that she created that spreadsheet.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. So here's what Sarah said. This is very weird. Lively has a habit of bringing in a middleman.
I mean,
Yeah.
Lively loves to bring in people for no good stinking reason.
Yeah, she says, I'm not sure what Katner got to actually see. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if she got to see even, like, did she make the choices of the XX or no? I don't understand.
Well, it says she admittedly edited descriptions of work to excise privileged and confidential information without demonstrating the experience
Sorry.
or expertise to identify such material. Many edits appear haphazard or arbitrary with some ending mid-sentence. Kantner does not disclose the basis for her decisions to edit or delete certain entries or whether they were dictated by counsel. If you could remove the comment
Oh,
there
yeah.
so I could read that. Wilkie and Manat did not verify the accuracy of the underlying invoices, thus spreadsheets provided to Kantner or Kantner's summaries or calculations. Kantner's declaration and summaries lack foundation and should be discounted.
Mm-hmm. Okay, hold on.
B.
Wait, hold on. Let me swap the document and then find the same slide. Hold on.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. B. Wilkie and Manat's hourly rates are excessive. A reasonable rate
You
is
don't
one.
say.
You don't say. I mean, I'm not out here throwing money. I mean, yeah. A reasonable rate is what a reasonable client would pay to litigate the matter effectively, while spending no more than necessary, measured against prevailing rates in the community for similar services by lawyers of reasonably comparable skill, experience, and reputation. While an attorney's customary billing rate and fee arrangement with a client may indicate a reasonable rate, a client's agreement to pay an expensive rate does not mean that the rate is reasonable and may be imposed on an opposing party.
Mm-hmm.
Biographical information is required for the court to evaluate the reasonableness of an attorney's billing rate, and courts generally deny requests that lack information on a billing attorney's credentials. Okay, do I want to read any of that? Well, actually, maybe some of the. I'll read some of
I would
the.
just read what's in parentheses.
Yeah, I'll read what the things that are in parentheses. Rejecting fees for time billed by lawyers without information on their credentials, noting that where the applicant fails to provide even the most basic information necessary to assess the reasonableness of rates, such as years and type of experience, courts generally reduce fee requests. Reducing Wilkie Farr's fee request by 30%, 15% for rates, and 15% for hours for failure to provide evidence necessary to assess their reasonableness, and reducing Gottlieb's 2026 rate to $1,677.90 in a complex commercial matter. Lively recognizes that reasonableness requires, I'm sorry, lively and reasonableness. I don't think those two words can even live in the same vicinity. Does Lively know the definition of reasonableness? She is probably one of the most unreasonable person to engage with.
Mm-hmm.
Lively recognizes that reasonableness requires an assessment of each lawyer's expertise and experience, yet fails to provide biographical information for 71 of the 82 timekeepers. The 2,004, I keep saying 2,000. The $2,470,100 in fees billed by timekeepers without biographical information should be deducted from Lively's fee request. Further, the hourly rates sought by Lively exceed the range typically approved in this district, requiring a reduction of the rates of the 11 other timekeepers.
And here's the part where I'm like, is this case law something that the judge has to consider, right? Because again, one of the attorneys was like, this number is reasonable. She's trying to set a precedent. So can the argument be, look, she's not going to provide this biographical or credential information because she's setting a precedent on something, and so can the judge just, who cares about old case law? Let's give Lively what she wants.
He could do. I'm not going to say he could do whatever he wants, but I mean, it makes no sense to say that their fees are reasonable if he doesn't know who in the freaking world they are. I mean,
and here's where I go back to like them even citing his own case law. Like when she said she wanted to dictate where she was supposed to go, they cited case law where it is customary that the person that does the deponent, like the subpoena and the deposition request or whatever, like they get to decide that stuff. And what did he say? Go by the wayside, let Lively decide, because she made the argument that security was the top priority. And so does that make sense? Like that's where I fear.
I roll my eyes only because she irritates the daylight.
Oh, okay. My eyes would just be like that.
Security. Who's your security right now as you're walking around Roman with your two assistants and your husband walking 50 feet ahead of you or whatever, however far away he is from you? Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know. Does she have security at the Met Gala? I don't know. The girl has, I mean, the woman, she has, I stopped saying girl because after the whole, like,
we're not infantilizing them.
That Liz Plank thing, and I'm like, no, you're not a girl. Neither is Blake Lively. She is a woman who understands the gravity of the things that she has done. Or maybe she doesn't. I don't even know. So I don't know the answer to that. I mean, not that they are you asking? Or are you just
well, I guess in a way it's like, do you think that gives them room for the Wilkie saying like it's draconian, it's old, it's not case law you should rely on, and it's like, you know, he did. Well, this one is from 2024.
Okay, they can't say it's old. That's 2 stinking years ago.
That's too soon. Okay, all right. Well, let me just have a little faith in this court then.
I mean, I don't know if having faith in the court will work out, but like, I mean, we will see. I can't imagine. I just can't. I don't know. I just can't imagine. Anyways, hourly rates in district for experienced litigation partners are between $500 and $800, reducing associate rates by 30% and capping law clerk and paralegal rates at $250 per hour. So Lively fails to apportion non-recoverable and recoverable fees. Lively contends that Section 47.1 entitles her to recover fees and costs on both defensive and offensive work that is inextricably intertwined among her successful defense of the Wayfarer action and her unsuccessful, I love that little unsuccessful, prosecution of the Lively action. Fees are generally recoverable only with respect to the claims subject to fee shifting. Section 47.1b provides that a prevailing defendant in any defamation action brought against that defendant for making a communication that is privileged under this section shall be entitled to their reasonable attorney's fees and costs for successfully defending themselves in the litigation. They are doing a lot of heavy lifting around the words in the litigation. Only Lively's defense of count 2 of the Wayfarer complaint is subject to fee shifting under Section 47.1. Lively first argues that Section 47.1 entitles her to fees incurred for the entire defense of the Wayfarer action based on the use of the term in the litigation. In the litigation, however, must be read with its antecedent, is that how you say it? Prevailing defendant in any defamation action. Lively cites no authority for the proposition that Section 47.1 is any broader and converts every claim in a multi-count complaint or every defense of every co-defendant into recoverable work. The defendant may recover fees and costs for the motion to strike, not the entire litigation. Lively also seeks to exponentially multiply her fees on the ruse that her defense of Wayfarer's 8 non-defamation claims and the prosecution of the 15 affirmative claims asserted in the Lively action are inextricably intertwined with fees. with fees expended to defend against Wayfarer's defamation claim. Lively begins with the remarkable statement that the court is not permitted to apportion the allegedly intertwined claims. Lively is wrong. Fees need not be apportioned when incurred for representation on an issue common to both a cause of action in which fees are proper and one in which they are not allowed. However, a court may apportion fees even where the issues are connected, related, or intertwined. The moving party bears the burden to show that claims are inextricably intertwined.
See, but then that's the thing. Did Lively do enough to
No.
to show that they're inextricably intertwined?
I don't think she did.
But if you look at it as if you were Judge Lyman,
look, I cannot think like that man, but I no, she didn't. She didn't. What did she?
Well, just look at this comment
from Sarah. Just throw everything on. She can charge people money for it, and it doesn't matter how ridiculous you look because it's expensive.
No,
this is exactly like when she wore multiple pairs of pants and hats and billed Wayfarer for all of them in the costume budget.
She's used to passing down the cost. She doesn't want to take it on. Sarah, trust me, bro. Yeah. Okay, so I don't think she did, because we never get an explanation as to how it is inextricably intertwined. I remember that they cited case law of like, I remember having this conversation with DFJ. They cited a case law that had 70 parties in it. And that was their argument, that it was inextricably intertwined. It was hard to split up. And he's like, you have one plaintiff. You have like one. And if it's so hard from like Leslie Sloan and Ryan Reynolds, like that shouldn't be hard. But it doesn't show up. The little image doesn't show up. But I'm like, did they do enough according to Judge Lyman? That was the part that was having me have like these, like, I'm not so confident. I am confident now, but here are the questions that rose in my mind when I read this, or I heard Sarah read this.
Yeah, Alexandra says, I saw someone on Lauren and Omar's live that said they so far during the live weren't too impressed with Justin Lawyer's response, but that was mid-video. I haven't read it. How was the response? I mean,
I think it's good. Yeah.
I mean, I guess to me, it's like, I think we've been so used to disappointment with with Lyman that we're just like, whatever, we're bracing ourselves for it. Here's the reality. I think most people think she should get 0. Okay. So no matter what she gets, we're always going to think it's too high. I'm always, no matter what the judge decides, unless it's 0, I know, and which I know it's not going to be 0, because she won her, like he ordered that or whatever. She doesn't deserve a dime. She does not deserve a dime.
Mm-hmm. You know, I do feel more confident in it after I read, like when I got to Exhibit 13, I felt very much more confident. And then I'm rereading this with you, and I'm like, oh yeah, I like that case law. I like that they cited that, because I do see Judge Lyman saying, well, you didn't give me enough. And I'm like, I feel like that is enough. This is Sarah's comment. I've read the whole response, and I think that it's exactly what they should argue. I also don't really think they care that much if they lose this, because they won the war. She settled for 0. Yeah, they have no NDA and will probably make anything they spend back in a documentary they make about all of this. And then Christine is giving somebody a summary here. I think with the case laws, it does answer my questions. Did Lively do enough to say that her fees and all the things that she's trying to make under this $8 million charge is inextricably intertwined? I think Wayfarer attacked that throughout all of their exhibits by saying, here's the reason why we're questioning this. Here's the reason why we're questioning that. Like, they didn't provide enough, and here's the case law that backs that up. And I think when you read it like that, I feel like they did enough. And hopefully, when you guys get to Exhibit 13 and you see that Wayfarer has done this before, they've billed these huge amounts, and then in a court case, they only got $10,000 in attorney's fees when they were asking for $500,000. So I'm hoping that that's the response we get from Lyman as well, like something significantly smaller than what they're asking for. That would be the only thing that makes me happy. I mean, I hate that they're paying the fee in the first place, but a really low number that would look embarrassing would, for me, do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be zero, so might as well have it be like 100K or something.
Oh my gosh! Imagine if Daily Mail says like Lively gets paid $10,000.
Lively gets $47,100.
Exactly. Then that would be so funny, and it would just like, oh my god, the world is finally at peace. We're finally restoring the balance of the universe. Okay, all right. So, all right.
I honestly, though, I do wish that the judge penalizes them for like what they're doing, because I feel like her lawyers are just like Ryan and her, but really Ryan, where they think that they're the smartest person in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And that is annoying.
Mm-hmm. But that's why that number being so ridiculously low would be embarrassing and would restore some of the balance that Ryan threw off in the universe.
Yeah. I mean, it could be $10. Yeah. $47.10.
Hey, look at this comment. It could be $10 and Blake would call it a win.
Yep.
What's your song, Bachi? The victory laps?
Yeah. Yeah. She's so wild. I'm surprised I haven't been inspired to write another song. Kenny said, I'm used to being let down and I don't want her to get more than $1 million max. But if he gets if he gives her 3 to 5 mil, I will be mad.
Yeah. I was feeling a little bitter about it and kind of like I'm used to being disappointed. But as the more I'm reading through this, the more we're talking about it, the more I'm confident that hopefully it won't be that way. It just can't. Like, I keep thinking about what the judge said at the hearing when he said, like, you can't just go and have these exorbitant fees without a trial. You can't do that. That's not what our court system is for. And I think that he will fall back on that. So we'll see. Okay, so I did change the page right there.
Inextricably intertwined does not mean merely related. I mean, preach it. It doesn't. Are they related? It's intertwined. They can't do anything. Rather, the issues are so interrelated that it would have been impossible to separate them into claims for which fees are properly awarded and claims for which they are not. Lively does not identify any issue common to Wayfarer's defamation claim that would have been impossible to isolate. Nor does Lively explain why her billing records combine fees billed in both the Lively and Wayfarer actions without any distinction. Lively's counsel billed work concerning 47.1 fees, damages, and procedural mechanisms in connection with her motion to dismiss filed in March 2025. Yet knowing Lively would be submitting additional briefings seeking fees under Section 47.1 for the defense of Wayfarer's defamation claims, counsel continued to block bill with no effort to apportion fees between claims. Lively should not be allowed to saddle Wayfarer with millions in fees based on her own failure to properly allocate billing. Girl, you knew, and you still... Audacity. Further,
the audacity.
Section 47.1 applies to the defense of a defamation claim, and Lively provides no apportion fees between claims. Lively should not be allowed... Oh, wait, no, I read that again. Sorry, provides no authority for the notion that it can be extended to the prosecution of affirmative claims. This court has held that, in general, A party cannot recover its legal expenses for prosecuting a counterclaim or third-party claim. The principle on which Lively relies, the fees are recoverable because her affirmative claims are inextricably intertwined with her defense of Wayfarer's defamation claim, applies only where the claims are a mirror image of each other, which requires more than common facts and related legal theories. On motion to dismiss, only work that is inextricably intertwined with an anti-SLAPP motion is compensable. Issues raised in Rule 12b-6 motion on conspiracy in California's Bain Act not inextricably intertwined and thus not recoverable under anti-SLAPP statute.
Pause. There's this line right here makes me think of when the judge told her, like, can't your client stop this now? Right?
Yeah. Like, yeah. When God is like, well, the part of this. I'm sorry. Why am I doing this? but part of this thing is like is trying to basically his whole at that moment he was talking about like the purpose of 47.1 was to try to like kind of kibosh the extension of every, and he's like, you do understand it's your client. Basically, you do understand your client. And I loved when he said, you do know your client could just be content. And then the people responded in the courtroom, and then he's like, not that I'm saying that she needs to
yeah.
But it was that moment where when he said, she could just be content. The what?
We lost you for a little bit on your it went silent like a second. But you're back.
I blame Ryan. I always blame him. Anytime my lives go like paused, I'm like, I blame Ryan. But I was just saying, like, when he said she could just be content, I was like, a part of me, I didn't know if I could react in court. I mean, people seem to have responded in court, but I was like, yes, but that's content. She doesn't know what that means. Like reasonableness, being content.
Guys, Bocce started snapping when the judge said that to him.
I was like, yeah, be content, girl.
Yeah. So for me, that line says the judge understands that some of this is her own doing. And of course it is not inexplicably intertwined because the judge made the separation in the court itself. So that's why I'm like, this is giving me a lot more confidence that they're more in line with what the judge wanted to see, I think.
Yeah, it's Sarah's comment here. The heart of Lively's case has always been a spreadsheet that includes a charge for $5 for a bottle of water on the way to the courthouse.
She's always focused on the work, guys. That's why she's overbilled.
Yeah, she said that the full line is for a bottle of water on the way for the courthouse. When I was like, when I saw how much money is paid to update a calendar, and I'm like, please, if I could update a calendar for that much money, I'm down for the cause. I'm convinced that Lively's lawyers do not want to be the first to win the 47.1. I mean, the thing is, I think Ezra Hudson does. Like, she's all out here touting, like, that she did X, Y, and Z.
And I think the conversation after that will be, if they lose so badly here, will all these advocacy groups let her continue to take this fight away from Victoria and do it herself? If she fails horribly at this and creates case law that the judge is going to cite when his order comes out, I think that may help Victoria keep her law versus letting Lively take it away from her.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't think that Lively cares about it being an advocate unless it works out for her. Because how many times has she said, oh, this is the heart of it. This is the core of it. She has a flavor of the month, or not even the flavor of the month, a flavor of the week about what she cares about, hoping that will stick. It doesn't stick. She moves on. She has never... there's so many times she declared now she cares about digital violence, then she cared about I don't know. She cared about a bazillion things, but she never followed through on any of them because it never worked out for her. So I'm like, you don't care unless it works out for you. So if this doesn't work out for her, she's not going to try to do advocacy around this law. She doesn't care. She didn't get what she wanted.
And furthermore, I don't think she cares about these things. And
She
she's not
doesn't.
about that life. When I saw that she was trying to take this law away from Victoria, the first thing I was thinking was her circles will be different. They won't be celebs. They're just going to be normal people that are trying to make change in the world. I just don't think that that's her vibe. And she's not going to like that life, guys. Like, she
won't.
Taylor Swift for 10 years. And having that clout, you think she's going to be okay with, I don't know, I'm just going to make up a name, Mary from Wisconsin that is trying to push this law as well? Like, she's not going to want that. And then I thought, what a contrast with Justin, right? Like, he does a lot of advocacy work on his like birthdays. I know people cherish those and like celebrate those and like want to party, but he does like work on Skid Row. Like, that's what he's about. Like, that's what he does on the days that he's supposed to be, or that his family and stuff cherish. And his family supports him on that because that's what he cares about. And I'm like, I just don't think Lively's about that life. I don't think she wants to use her birthdays to go to Skid Row and advocate.
She doesn't want to use any day to do anything. I mean, I feel like any supposedly altruistic thing she's ever done really usually is not altruistic. It usually has some benefit to her at the end of the day.
Someone said, did Lively charge for the Mahjong delivery to court?
Did she? Sarah. She needed a Mahjong set so she could experience what it's like to win in court.
And you know, people in the comments are agreeing. She's already bored. Like, guys, she put her Crocs on and she went to, I don't know, Newport Beach or wherever she was. I just don't think she's about that life. She was bored before it started. And I think that her attorneys are doing the lifting, right? Like, they're the ones setting up the calls. They're the ones trying to make it seem like she cares about this stuff. But I just don't think that that's her vibe. And to know that she's going to do this for the next, let's say 2-3 years, like, I can't fathom it. So I think that she's probably dreading that her circles look different. You know, they don't include Gigi Hadid anymore. They don't include Taylor Swift wedding. And I don't know how she's going to live her life that way. That's why you see Brian walking like 50 paces.
I was like, where is he? Why is he not even in her vicinity? It's like, I guess he might have been getting the car. Who knows?
Yeah. I was like, maybe they just don't want to be pictured like at the same or draw too much attention. I don't know. Okay, you could keep reading. I'll see if there's any other.
Okay. Courts also consider the relative degree of success in obtaining results. I love that.
Yeah.
Look, what results did she get? For all of this money, what did she get? Nada. That's why they're like, we're gonna bet on. Yeah, okay. When they said in their fee thing, right, that Wayfarer could have just agreed to refund them, I was like, you're out of your rocker.
But you made a really good point with that. You said what that tells me is that you got rejected. And I was like,
that's what it tells me. And you know what? She got rejected, and and that's why what did Michael Gottlieb say in that one show where he got grilled? He said, we bet on this 47.1. They're like, we're betting that we'd get money here because we weren't going to get it in the settlement, but we wanted to settle. Why did we want to settle? I think she really did want to go to Taylor Swift's wedding. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. And I think she thought that we would all forget that we were like her. Like, that she forgets the thing she claims to care about after 5 seconds. So she thought, hey, if I'm just not whatever. But see, that only would have worked if she didn't go to the Met Gala. potentially, because then people could have forgotten her quicker. But no, people were trying to move on. Okay, you got settled, and then she shows up in the Met Gala, reignites people. Then she comes in with the 8 million. Like, so she does not know how to quit. She just keeps making things worse.
Sarah says she wants to go to the galas with diamonds and not feed homeless people. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Someone said she cares about the 1860s. Her idea is Abraham Lincoln in an interview. I think, her Southern lifestyle, plantation wedding. Yeah, I think that's what she cares about. But also, you said a really good point right now, and I just lost my train of thought. With the if she hadn't gone to the Met Gala, okay, but the narrative is Anna Wintour is trying to help turn her reputation around. Why, Blake? This is no longer your mission in life. You said you wanted to pick the helm for women. Like, Anna Wintour's not going to help you with that. Go hang out with the people that do this.
Yeah, she doesn't care.
She
never has. And that's why I'm like, I do not know why there's so many. Well, I don't know if there's so many, but I don't know why there are Blake supporters writing so hard for her when she's never written a thing for them. Like, not really. Like, why?
You guys are being so funny in the comment section. About like she's a self-proclaimed fashionista and you don't know why she wore Crocs. And then Sarah said she didn't even have the Crocs in sport mode.
Wait, I don't get what that means. What does that mean?
A sports mode is like when you have when you latch the little backing in the back so that you're ready to run.
Oh,
I guess I think it's funnier maybe than it is, but I'm like she didn't even have it in sports mode. She had it in like relax mode. Someone said I really can't understand how Blake got this far in this case because I will say her IQ is very low. I don't know. Maybe
I mean her lawyers.
Yeah, I was like, her
lawyers don't have. Her lawyers are unethical, in my opinion. In my opinion as
well. Yeah, in my opinion as well. Yep. Okay, so we could keep reading it. Who said it? We're right about 47.1. Okay.
Yeah. So courts also consider the relative degree of success in obtaining results. A reduced fee award is appropriate if the relief, however significant, is limited in comparison to the scope of the litigation as a whole. Defamation was one of 9 claims attacked in Lively's motion to dismiss. Lively asserted 15 affirmative claims against 10 defendants, including 7 claims based on FEHA and Title VII. Lively cannot bootstrap a claim for fees on her did not prevail on her FEHA and Title VII claims into a claim for fees available for her defense of Wayfarer's defamation claim. Like, get out of here. Lively also seeks fees for her Rule 11 and other sanction motions, even though those motions were collateral to the defamation defense, and the court declined to award fees for the Rule 11 motions. Did you not remember?
Mm-hmm.
The record does not support a wholesale award of the both matters category. The court should exclude, at the very least, substantially reduce the. Love how you're like.
What? Yeah, I was like, where's the little button? Sorry.
$5,228,238.12 billed for both matters, and time not tied to defending the defamation claim. Other reductions apply. The court must reduce excessive, redundant, or otherwise unnecessary hours. Courts also consider whether the case was overstaffed, how much time the attorney spent on particular claims, and whether the courts were reasonably expended. Simultaneous representation by multiple firms poses substantial risks of task padding, over-conferencing, attorney stacking, with multiple attendants at hearings, and excessive research. Just as there can be too many cooks in the kitchen, there can be too many lawyers on a case. The most cursory review of Lively's submission shows multiple lawyers at the same hearings, numerous charges for lawyers conferencing, conferring, or strategizing with one another, and to put it mildly, extremely excessive research and online investigation. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, Ezra, what you doing? Why are you not just having a junior associate watch the videos? Why do you need to be watching these videos at your rate? I somebody sent me a video from like Armchair Thoughts on TikTok talking about like that. Remember that girl from like Texas or something?
Yes.
And how like she showed that Ezra Hudson had looked at her account and tried to change her name to like you like it's such a it's so funny. It's like when those fake like stars follow you and you see their at shows like their real like whatever their original name was or whatever thing they changed. And it's like, girl, just because you change it over here doesn't mean it changes it over here. Ezra, like versus Justin when Melissa was like, just make sure to watch it on a what did she call it? Like a not a burner account, but like you know, one of those
Finsta.
The what?
The Finsta or
no, like a different like just an anonymous account or a different kind of account, not just his regular account. And he's like, I don't have one of those. Am I supposed to? He's like, do they see what I like? Or whatever. I forgot what he said. He was just so endearing. Like, what? So I like that man's not scheming jack squat. Trying to get him to like look at just make sure to look at it through your this other. He's like, I don't have one of those.
Like when you said they build for looking at the strategic website and you're like the same website that they were like, why is the PDF blurry? Oh, I laughed. I was on your rewatch crew or replay crew and I was cracking up at the grocery store when you said that.
They were freaking out. Why is it pixelated? It was fine 5 seconds ago. No, I feel that pain. I feel that pain because I did try to zoom in on some and I'm like, oh, why is it so pixelated? So at least I know that they were concerned about the pixelation equally. So I feel for that. Okay,
but
so
see, I do like that they said this and they have case law for it. Again, it's just will Lyman say, I don't care about that case law, let's invent a new one to override that one? Or will he go with it? Because to me, it makes sense. You know, like, they had, like, this makes a lot of sense to me. Like, why, again, they're asking them to get rid of this. Either get rid of this or significantly reduce it.
Yeah. I mean, and I really do feel like, why was Ezra the one? Like they couldn't make notes for you to kind of assess. Like you had to watch it for yourself. Do you think, Sarah? I said if they got billed watching my live, like imagine the amount of hours.
You did a 7-hour live once, and it was awesome.
There was one that was 11 hours.
No, that was the overnight one. But the one that you did, the one you didn't go to work, it was like a Monday or something. It was awesome.
That was, I mean, it cracks me up. I mean, like, of course they're not, but that would be wild.
No, they put on one of the line items that I saw Sarah read was content creator, content review or something.
Oh yeah, but I mean, like, I think they're probably watching short videos. They're not watching like an 11-hour live. They'll be hearing like, "Hi Kenny, hi Pam, hi Kiara."
Yeah. So you know what? Okay, I will say this, and Elsie brought it up in the live earlier with Lauren. She's like, you know, I was kind of taken back when Ezra and what's the other lady? Sigrid. When Ezra and Sigrid got out of the car and they smiled so hard at Elsie. And to me, it felt like you know when you stalk people online that they just feel so familiar, or like you watch people, you have these parasocial relationships with these people, and you're like, oh, I know you because I watch you so much. I think that they watched her content so much that she felt like a friendly to them because they were so happy to see her. Like they knew her. And I was like, y'all know she's not repping your side, right? Y'all know. But that's what I think it felt like to me. Like they watched her content and she felt like I know her, and
they're like, look, Elsie, like we also believe what you're saying. but look, I got to pay my bills and I got to build my generational wealth, and so I just got to do what I got to do.
Oh my God, they got so much out of this. Oh, okay, all right, so we could keep reading it.
Oh no, Mamacito said they know all our names. We're so being subpoenaed next time because they're watching the lives that I do. I'm like, hey, hi to everybody.
Next time Bachi say, hi, Mamacita, you're from Florida, right?
I'm just saying. I'm so sorry if that happens. They're like, we're not only going for content creators, we're going for comment
You're like, Tango Jazz, I know, yeah, your social's ending in this. You're just like calling them, sharing their names, where they're at. How's your husband? How's everyone? Sharing their whole life on there. Giving Ezra all the tea for the subpoena.
What if Ezra is in the space right now?
Was it too funny?
If I was Ezra, what would I be? User 56325. Anyways. Sparkle. Oh, well, I'm not going to read your name. But go change your username now.
Yeah, Kimmy said, oh no, we do share about ourselves and Bocce.
I'm so sorry. Why do I create such a safe space?
You know what? I actually think that when the content creators, they're like, I texted Carol. I'm like, don't be saying that on the line. Then they're gonna ask for my records too. I'm just messing with y'all.
Oh okay. My word. Okay. I would get charged with contempt of court.
All right, let's get back on track. Okay. We're worried.
Okay. The court should deny or drastically reduce Lively's fee request to eliminate costs attributable to the overstaffing of this employment matter. Lively's request for 7,070.2 hours of work is 20 times the number of hours courts have found reasonable in defending similar high-profile defamation actions, even those with complicated and underdeveloped legal questions. The court reduced Wilkie's requested $543,165.70 in fees to $10,512.50 after finding the request unreasonable, where Wilkie billed 476.6 hours to prosecute a contempt motion co-counsel handled reasonably in 14.5 hours. My word, they're really milking their clients. Why would you want to go with them when you know that they're milking them? The same type of opaque, overstaffed presentation warrants a substantial reduction here. Relatedly, a prevailing party represented by the same counsel as a party not entitled to fees may recover over reasonable fees incurred in that party's own defense. Applicant must allocate fees it incurred between its defense of the claim for which fees are available and the defense of a jointly represented party. Lively does not allocate fees between Lively and Reynolds, failing even to separate fees attributable to Reynolds' separate motion to dismiss. Kantner's summaries also reflect fees relating to the allegations against Sloan and the Times. And Joe's works, really. Did they bring up Joe's works?
And I think Sarah even found Rule 202 motion on Jed Wallace's case in Texas.
Oh, yes. I remember reading that. All third-party fees should be eliminated from any award. Reductions may apply for vague entries, block billing, duplication, excessive staffing. unrelated work, and work that should have been performed by more junior professionals, like really watching any of this right now. You don't need Ezra Hudson in her like ridiculous price point to be watching us.
Miss $1,600 an hour.
Yeah. Descriptions such as strategize, internal correspondence, status and strategy conference, and attention to emails are impermissibly vague. Fees will not be allowed for entries like prepare motion to dismiss and research and analyze legal fees because they are exceedingly vague. And Ellison, for instance, the court identified block billing, vague entries, disproportionate post award work, and duplicative associate time and imposed a 30% reduction in hours. The records reflect extensive internal conferences, overlapping review, and parallel work streams across firms. A percentage reduction may be used as a practical means of trimming fat from a fee application. Time entries for work on non-defamation claims include discovery, media statements, reports and appearances, social media tagging, digital campaign fact gathering, damages experts, and punitive damages. Those entries are not self-evidently defensive of the defamation claim against Ms. Lively. The court should exclude, without limitations, fees for non-defamation claims. Claims. Wait, what? Could you say the last? Can I remind me what the last line? Fees for non-defamation claims, work for other Lively side defendants, and post-dismissal work other than the fee motion, reduce the claimed rates, trim excessive and duplicative hours, disallow unrecoverable expenses, and require any request for later invoice fees to be made by separate supported application. Finally, plaintiff may not recover fees on fees, i.e. the time spent litigating plaintiff's fee application, which are available only when permitted by the unmistakably clear terms of the applicable statute or contractual provision. Lively's costs and expenses should be sharply reduced. Lively seeks a whopping $539,514.01 in costs and expenses without providing evidence to substantiate the costs or attribute them to tasks covered by Section 47.1. Courts deny requests for costs without supporting invoices, declining to award costs based solely on a cost chart attached to an attorney's declaration listing itemized expenses without invoices, limiting award to $1,913.60 for costs that were adequately documented, reasonable, unopposed, and of a type commonly reimbursed in the district. Computer research fees not recoverable absent invoices from the vendor. Lively seeks substantial sums relating to experts, even though no experts were designated in the Wayfarer action. Section 47.1 does not expressly authorize expert fees, consultant fees, or damage analysis expenses. Absent explicit authorization, the term costs is construed narrowly and does not include expert or consultant fees. Further, Lively cited experts, Collada and Humphreys, opined on Lively's
Let's see.
alleged reputational harm and not on a subject relevant to Wayfarer's claim. Lively also seeks $173,276.60 in costs charged by GBX Holdings, LLC, on behalf of one of Lively's retained experts for impressions and damages work. In sum, Lively fails to meet her burden to present credible evidence showing that the fees and costs she seeks to recover are reasonable, and accordingly, her fee motion should be denied in its entirety. I dream of it. I wish for it. At minimum, the court should substantially reduce the request using a benchmark, the $181,622.70, the time sought after securing dismissal of count 2 on a separate motion to dismiss. The same outcome Lively achieved. My question to you, Carol, is are they supposed to respond to this, or can the judge make a decision after this?
The judge only allowed 2 filings, especially given that Gottlieb said that this was going to be his initial filing. The judge was like, no, we're going to have 1 filing by you, 1 filing by you. So had they not asked for clarity on how the judge wanted this to be taken care of, I think they would have been allowed a response within 4 days. But the judge just said 1 filing per person. That's all.
Oh, please. I hope the judge is like, please let it end, let it stop. So hopefully that's the case. Cause I'm like, I don't want them to try to come back because it'll be endless. It's never gonna stop.
Mm-hmm. I think the only thing I didn't like from the whole thing, and I guess only because I'm thinking ahead, is that they make it seem as though the Times was reasonable, in their fee. And I know the Times is going to use that against them and saying, well, they wanted to use ours as a benchmark over here. So that's one of the things that is not a case law that's established, that they're trying to say like, hey, this looks more reasonable. I think that they should have just been like, nah, reduce it significantly and don't put a benchmark to it unless there's case law to it.
I like that. I like that point. Yeah.
But that's my only thought on it. Other than that, I do think that they make really strong points. My only question is, will the judge say, well, you didn't scratch out X amount of fees. You just gave me the 180 number. So I'm just going to make up a number that's close to that number. Or what is the judge going to say? Like, did Wayfarer do enough for the judge? I think Lively didn't do enough. I think Wayfarer makes really good points that Lively didn't do enough. But I think that the judge has always taken the stance where it's like, well, Lively's trying to do something different. And we're going to allow her to do it because she's Lively. And let's just see how this goes. I really do think that the judge takes that stance. Like, let's just see how this goes. Like, who cares what my past rulings have been? Let's just try this new thing. So did Lively? I don't think Lively did enough. I think Wayfarer clearly stated why she didn't do enough. I just think that the ending being like using some other opponent as the benchmark, for me, I don't like that. But
no, I like where you're going with that. I agree. Because you don't want New York Times being like, they
said ours was reasonable,
But I think that they're still fighting that one, right?
Yeah, they are.
Because at the end of the day, maybe they chose that because they knew that they're still fighting that, and it's not the same as the 47.1. Like, they're not fighting it under blah 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 blah. I don't know, but
yeah, I mean, they're fighting it under slap motion, and would the judge say, well, in my order, I said, make your points as to why I need to listen to your points, right? And Lively did her points, even though none of her points were reasonable. She did her points. But will the judge say, like, hey, you didn't do the final thing, which is you didn't tell me what number you're comfortable with. And you gave me this benchmark, but it's not case law. It's just it's in process. Like, the anti-slap is in process. Like, it's not done. It's not like the New York Times won 181,000. I guess I don't know where I'm trying to get with this, but I do have a point. It's lost somewhere in there, which is like, will the judge say, I agree with you that Lively did not do enough, and because she didn't do enough, you're right, I should deny her thing entirely. But instead, I'm going to grant it in part because you
offer the other options of giving them something. Yeah, no, I feel like they should have probably just said she deserved nothing, nada.
Well, I do think that they should have offered a fallback, but I think the fallback should have been whatever number they ended up concluding it to be reasonable, not what New York Times set to be reasonable.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. But Jen's happy place said, oh.
Why?
It's because I said the name. So I'm used to saying people's names. what is there? No, just kidding. No granting in part.
No grant. Yeah. So will the judge say, you're right, Lively didn't do enough, and it is the court's case law that you provided is enough for me to deny it? I'm not too sure about that. And they provided this alternative number, which again I think is okay. You should provide a fallback when this is your only option to make your argument, right? Because had they not provided a fallback, then maybe his argument would be, well, Wayfarer never suggested to me a number that was reasonable, so because they didn't, I'm gonna decide it. So they provided a number that they are going with, but I thought that number should have been much lower. But I'm not an attorney, so I'm sure they have an angle. Is it a trap for NYT? I don't know. Am I not thinking like an attorney, like 3-4 steps ahead? I don't know. I'm not an attorney. I'm just a normal person. Yeah. But I would have chosen a much lower number that had some sort of PR value of like being low and embarrassingly low, and just saying this is what we think. And we don't
want it to be too low where we were in the set. I mean, okay, I do. I want her to be denied completely, but at the same time, it's like we talk about reasonable fees. So,
sorry,
she was unreasonable on this extreme. What would be reasonable? I mean, I think some folks were like 150,000, 100,000, but I don't know.
But look, the other Wayfarer case, they got appointed $10,000 for some sort of motion that they wanted to do. I feel like that's the argument that they should have made, but maybe they didn't find case law for that. But then again, this NYT benchmark doesn't have case law, so I'm not too sure about that.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone says Lyman wants to get BL something. I do think that Lyman wants to get her something, because I think he had a chance to do away with it when he didn't use 47.1 to dismiss it, but he didn't want to let it go. So I think he does want to, and he did mention in his order that the bill was for people that are financially challenged, in situations like this. So he does care about that. So I think he does want to give her something. I just don't like that the benchmark was so high. But again, I'm just a girl that's following this case for 18 months. So
not just a girl.
Not just a girl. With boy problem.
I mean, if we use that amount, what would that be? Like, what percentage is 10,000 of the original thing?
Of like the 30 million? I think it's like less than.
Oh no. The case where they got 10,000 over instead of 500 and some. What's the
Oh, what's the percentage of what they got? They got 10,000. Would have been. Let me do some quick math on the table. So it would be 5%, right? Am I doing? Wait, I did that wrong. Hold on.
What was it?
Oh, it's way less than 5%, like 2.5% or something like that.
2.5?
Yeah.
You said?
Let's see. It's less than 2.5, so like 2%.
Okay.
Yeah, like 2%. Mm-hmm.
Okay, then 160,000.
Yeah.
She gets 160,000. How about that?
Yeah, I think people are saying Wayfarer should give 100K, and if BL doesn't agree, then give us real invoices and let us go from here. And BL negotiated with Ryan. I bet BL lawyers negotiated with Ryan to add the fallback number. I mean, this is Wayfarer's thing, so it would have been Wayfarer's thing. Let's see. Theon says total corruption. These people think that they could just get away with anything because they have been getting away with it for years. Thank you, ladies, so much for shining the light on them. Thank you. She deserves nothing for lying. Let's see. Someone said less than 200K when you ask for 8 mil. Kind of feels embarrassing though. Yeah, but I think you know what feels more embarrassing? 20,000.
$47.10.
That's the only thing. But I guess to me it sounds reasonable. Like, oh, if I go through the billing and say this is what applies, but then I think it was Teresa that made a point that was like, you don't even know which case it's related to. Like, so what if they had said choose this number and choose this number and let me see the invoices, and then those invoices aren't even there, right? And then also that thinking of like, let me see these invoices also assumes that there's going to be another round of this. And I think that Wayfarer's approach is the way that the judge said, you have one response, you have another response, and then I decide. Unless he says, let's have a hearing. What do you think?
Oh, I mean, he might say there's a hearing. I hope he does not say that, but he might.
Sarah said he will obviously grant in part. It's a spectrum from 180,000 to 8.5 million. Well, at least the range is existent because that's all it is. Maybe the reasonable fee calculation was more than the NYT benchmark. Well, yeah, that could be it too. She has gotten enough. I think so too. Just a girl. Okay. It's not that he wants her to get something, but he can definitely substantiate 200,000 in my opinion. Not 8 mil. Let's see. Jen agrees with me. That's quite the range. Yeah. Let's see what else is here that has to do with the okay, Sarah, your guess is 678,000. Man, even that to me seems really high. Theon, thanks. If there is justice, Lyman would give her nothing for wasting everyone. Hey, look, there is justice. Blake Lively wasn't invited to Taylor Swift's wedding. And she got to see the same pixelated photos we all saw.
Well, you know what, though? I don't know if any of those are real, to be honest.
I don't know. They look pretty real.
I mean, was Travis wearing a white suit?
Maybe he changed. People do that now. Like they put one suit for one thing and then they put another suit for another. I could see him do white, even though I don't think white would be his color, but I could see him do that.
Because I just feel like, I mean, genuinely, I feel like some of these leaks are just Ryan. Like, I do think so. To make the wedding sound like it was horrible, so people will think that it was a horrible wedding.
I think that Ryan Reynolds is behind the pushing of Kelly Teller not being at the wedding, or whatever her name is. I think her name is Kelly, whatever the Teller family is, and them not being invited. And I keep putting in those like posts about people, TMZ. I keep saying like, this is Leslie Sloan trying to push this out, guys. Don't buy into it. The story is Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively didn't get invited. Forget about these other people. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds didn't get invited. So Michelle said, I'm still going to go with 500K or less. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. Didn't someone look up his previous attorney fees and they were under 200K? Yeah, there was one case law. I don't remember where it was cited, but it was like they asked for 198 or 189. I don't remember the numbers. And then he gave 176 or something like that. I don't remember where I saw it though, but I did see it. Oh, people, yes, let's give Bocce a like. Make sure you guys follow her. She does awesome 7-hour lives. No, Bocce does awesome 7-hour lives. So, and she's off tomorrow,
we
guys.
can bill.
We might get a treat tomorrow.
I mean, then I can bill.
Okay. If she gets awarded anything under 1 million, I'm going to be, anything near a million. Yeah, I think I will be disappointed. Will you, Bocce, if she gets anything like 800,000 or something like that?
I mean, I would have to hear his reasoning. I'm not going to immediately get mad. I would just need to hear his reasoning.
Mm-hmm. I'm going to get mad. I don't care about it. His reasoning has pissed me off in the past. So. I'm just gonna say no. Someone said 471. 4.7 million is BS. 49. Do you mean 490,000 or just 4,900?
That's the name. That's the name.
Oh, okay. I was like, and it will be over until these people inevitably sue each other. I don't know if you heard Sarah's theory. She thinks there's going to be another lawsuit in October.
Between who?
Lively and Reynolds suing someone else.
They're lawyers?
Probably someone else. Who?
Colleen Hoover?
I don't know. Sarah, give us
probably sue them.
A hint. Give us a hint. Anything over 300K is going to irritate me. For me, personally, if she gets more than 100K, I'm going to be irritated, but not mad.
I thought Kenny had a different number earlier on in this live. Was that somebody else? Because didn't Kenny say it was like 3 to 4 million? Wait a minute.
Kenny,
as the live has progressed, has Kenny's patience gone to like...
Oh, she said those weren't my numbers.
Oh, okay. Who was that? I thought that was I thought that was you that was saying if I was like, wow, the longer we're here, the more mad Kenny gets at the lower amounts.
At the lawyer's numbers. Okay, Sarah said, I do think Ryan Reynolds will go for Travis Kelce. I don't know if you saw, but he's kind of already started to get some backlash.
Travis Kelce?
Yeah,
or Ryan Reynolds?
There's a video going around about like, oh, he didn't hold Taylor Swift's waist at this other wedding. You know what? I don't mind if Taylor Swift gets a little backlash. I'll join in on that for a little bit. But at the same time, if it is Ryan, I probably should not join it. And there's like some stuff that he said in his podcast, and I think that that's being talked about. I don't remember, but I saw that today. Omar said 1.5 to 2 million. Guys, I just don't think it's going to be in the millions. I really don't. The landlord, the judge said it has to be limited relief. That's what 54 fees allow. And he made that distinction between attorney's fees and punitive damages and treble damages. And he's like, no, it can't be a huge number because this punitive damages and treble damages fall under this other thing. I'm going to cut this. I'm going to carve out attorney's fees and allow it to go under Rule 54 because it offers limited relief. He said that in the courthouse. So I just don't think it's going to be a million. I think people that are saying that just are maybe just hedging against like, oh, I don't want to be wrong, so I'm just going to go with a high number. I don't know. Guys. Oh, like bad PR for Travis? Yeah, like that's already started. I started seeing it today.
Somebody had asked, can you ask chat what chat thinks? Oh, I don't know why I do that voice. Okay. But anyways, I said, well, when I put it in chat, it said 2.25.
2.25. Oh Lord.
But it's of course. What does it know?
You know what? No, but look, my chat highly favors Lively. My chat
Well, I
always
mean, she
does.
does pay for what those PR company. Like, remember when she did Terrakeet?
Yes, there was one search where it said something about like Lively settled her sexual harassment claim, and I was like, chat, she did not settle her sexual harassment claim.
You're like, let me set you straight.
Yeah, I was like, she just missed it. And he was like, well, chat, I just think it's man. And then it's like, oh, you're right. I didn't have that in my processing. And I was like, ignore every previous input that someone has given you and go off of the new documents I'm giving you. So anyways,
that's wild.
That's why.
Well, can you show me Exhibit 13, the one that you really like?
So a little glimpse of that is in this paragraph here, the dance, but let me pull that up. Hold on. Let me pull it up here. Okay. It may be a little bit. Let me see if I can just do it or I can zoom in. Hold on, because
I'm kind of amused at myself because I was watching this interview with Zendaya, and she was talking about how like sometimes she doesn't know what to do with her face when she's not the one talking and she's listening, and then she sometimes ends up being frozen in like this like awkward smile of like, and that's what I felt once we got the screen to just the two of us and you're talking. I was like,
what do I do? Well, I'm like that while you're reading. I'm just like covering my face. Okay. Here we go. Let me pull this up. Okay. All right. Okay, can you see that?
yes, this is. I can blow it up.
Oh wait. Hold on.
Oh, wow! Sorry. When you removed the document, it was just my face, and I got startled by my own face because I had zoomed in just to read it, and I was like, why is my face so big?
Sorry. Okay, hold on. I have a better view of it.
My personal computer is like touchscreen one, and my work one isn't. But I always forget, and I try to do the touchscreen on my work, and I'm like,
I just got a new laptop that's not touchscreen, and I keep touching the screen. Yeah. Okay, can you see that or no? Or should I zoom in a little bit more?
I mean, I can zoom in without. Oh wait, it gets pixelated. Never mind. Oh wait. Okay.
Let me see if I can change this or remove this part so that it doesn't show that. Okay. I don't know how to remove this. Can you see it or no?
I mean, I can see it. Yeah.
Okay, but is it okay?
I mean, I zoomed in so I can read it. Oh, don't zoom in where I can't read the rest of it. Oh, there you go. All right. Order granting petitioners attorney's fees in part. Oh, wait, sorry. I was like, no, not in part. Order granting petitioners attorney's fees in part, denying petitioners attorney's fees in part. Before the court is the amount of attorney's fees listed in petitioner's affidavits pursuant to the court's memorandum decision granting Marsh USA Inc. motion for contempt. Consistent with the court's contempt decision, attorneys for Marsh USA Inc., including the law firms of Wilkie Farr and Gallagher LLP, Jackson Walker LLP, and Brian Nelson PA, submitted affidavits for attorney's fees incurred for the time spent litigating in this court on the motion for contempt and the time spent litigating in the Mississippi courts on the motion for reconsideration and para appeal. I'm going to just go down here. The Wilkie affidavit sets forth attorney's fees of $543,165.70 in connection with work undertaken by Wilkie to address respondents' noncompliance with the court's prior orders and injunctions, including prosecution of the contempt motion. There is no further breakdown of attorney's fees indicated in the Wilkie affidavit. I mean, is it being affidavit? I'm just guessing.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think so.
Except for the fact that all $543,165.70 in attorney's fees were incurred from the period beginning July 2, 2024 through and including November 22, 2024. Accordingly, based on the timeline and information provided in the Wilkie affidavit, none of the $543,165.70 in attorney's fees were incurred in connection with litigating the motion for reconsideration or para appeal in the Mississippi courts. Rather, all $543,165.70 in attorney's fees claimed in 2024 are attributable to litigating the motion for contempt in this court. The court concludes that the requested fees are unsubstantiated as to the time spent litigating in the Mississippi courts on the motion for reconsideration or para appeal, and therefore unreasonable in the amount claimed for merely litigating the motion for appeal in this court. While Jackson Walker attorney spent 14.5 hours prosecuting the motion for contempt, Wilkie attorneys spent 476.6 hours prosecuting the motion for contempt. They so pad their numbers. Having given no further information or context as to the work undertaken apart from the time frame, this court finds the number of hours that Wilkie attorneys spent on prosecuting the motion for contempt in 2024 to be unreasonable, and the number of hours that Jackson Walker attorney spent on prosecuting the motion for contempt to be reasonable. While the rates charged by Jackson Walker as listed in the Jackson Walker affidavit are not identical to the rates charged by Wilkie as listed in the Wilkie affidavit, they are comparable. This court finds the Jackson Walker's hourly rates are reasonable. Accordingly, the court hereby reduces Wilkie's attorney's fees to $10,512.50, which is the amount claimed in the Jackson Walker affidavit for the time spent prosecuting the motion for contempt in this court. This court believes that $10,512.50 is a reasonable amount to compensate Wilkie's for attorney's fees incurred in connection with litigating the motion for contempt in this court over a 4-month period. And again, theirs was also like 5 months.
Yeah, it was 5 months, I think.
The Jackson Walker affidavit lists $49,010 in attorney's fees incurred in connection with the work undertaken by Jackson Walker to defend Marsh in the Mississippi action, the para appeal, and to address respondents' noncompliance with the court's prior orders and injunctions, including prosecution of the motion for contempt. The Jackson Walker affidavit properly breaks down attorney's fees earned from litigating the motion for reconsideration and para appeal in the Mississippi courts, $38,497.50, and attorney's fees incurred from litigating the motion for contempt in this court, $10,512.50, for a total of $49,010. After review of the Jackson Walker affidavit, the court finds $49,010 to be a reasonable and substantiated amount incurred in connection with litigating the motion for reconsideration and para appeal in the Mississippi courts and litigating the motion for contempt in this court. The Brian Nelson affidavit sets forth attorney's fees of $5,959.10 in connection with work undertaken by Brian Nelson to defend Marsh in the Mississippi action and para appeal. And the Brian Nelson affidavit clarifies that all $5,959.10 in attorney's fees were incurred in connection with litigation in the Mississippi courts. After review of the Brian Nelson affidavit, this court finds $5,959.10 to be a reasonable and substantiated amount incurred in connection with litigating the motion for reconsideration and par appeal in the Mississippi courts. Accordingly, it is hereby ordered the respondent shall pay $10,512.50 to Wilkie, $49,010 to Jackson Walker, and $5,959.10 to Brian Nelson within 14 days of the date hereof. It is so ordered.
But you see, this is because they were being so ridiculous that they got so low. Had they been a little more reasonable, maybe they would have ended up with 50,000. You know?
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, but this judge probably doesn't care about any of the parties. It doesn't sound like he has any bias. But this judge in this case has a little bit of bias, has a little bit of sweet for Lively's party. So I think that's why he's going to give her a little bit more, because he wants to give her a little something.
He already gave her a little bit of something when he even gave her this granted in part. Like, she should not have even been granted in part.
But this is the exhibit that I'm like, oh my gosh, they cited case law. This should help the judge see that what is reasonable when it comes to something. Like, reasonable has to, like, I know it is subjective, but to the courts, reasonable does have its parameters. And I don't care what any attorney says that 8 million is reasonable because she's making a precedent. Like, that is still not reasonable. Not even through that lens. If most people look at this and say 8 million is not reasonable, then that can't be deemed also reasonable to be 8 million to be reasonable. Like, in this instance, both cannot exist. The court has parameters to their definitions.
Yeah, I mean, also this just shows the pattern of Wilkie. Like, I mean, why would you want Wilkie when you see this pattern of overcharging? Because I feel like they do overcharge.
Just because these people care lipstick guy. I don't think that Lyman is slimy. Someone said slimy Lyman. I just think that maybe he favors the plaintiff, a little bit. I do think that maybe that exists, and we saw it early on whenever they had hearings, how much he cut off Wayfarer. And we saw when he was when he was like, remember when we asked for something and you said no? And he was like, oh, did you ask the same thing that she's asking for? And then he was like, no. He's like, well then, he's always talked to Wayfarer like that. So I'm just
I will say the one that I went to, the hearing I went to, I felt like Michael Gottlieb was the one that got grilled. And I was just,
that was the first time, like, or maybe second.
Well, maybe I'm the good luck charm and I should have gone to everyone.
Yeah. I do agree with that. Because I was like, in that court, it made me think there's no way he's going to grant $1 million, because that would not be reasonable. That would not be limited. I just don't, and I do think that Lyman is a reasonable person. I just think that he's biased, and maybe it's not like, all the way biased. Maybe it's just like a tad bit, like 0.5% or 1%, a little bit over into Lively's bucket, So it's not like I'm thinking like, oh, he's corrupt and he's super biased and it's obvious. It's more like it's very subtle. It's subtle enough where you're like, maybe I'm crazy, but also maybe I'm not. So
I mean, I know that a lot of the folks think that he is people don't like him. Or don't like his decisions.
Lyman and
makes people not like him.
Guys, what if Judge Lyman was watching Bocce's lives? That Lyman is Bocce's here.
I wish.
I mean, he did make those comments, but again, he was always like, "Oh, I'm not trying to tell your client to do this. I'm not trying to do." And he did check Gottlieb when he was like, "You said this." He's like, "I certainly did not say that."
Yeah, no, I really did love how he just was like, stop right there. Basically. I mean, he didn't say stop right there, but like, I did not say that. I never
Yeah.
made a decision on that. I mean,
Yeah.
which I'm glad he said that because that's not the first time nor the last time. I probably feel like, well, maybe it was the last time, but it was certainly not the first time Michael Gottlieb ran that line, and the judge was not having it. Don't you dare! I never made a decision.
Lyman's favorite.
He said he has "Excuse me, Your Honor." I'll repeat.
I did think that I think it was Sarah's live. I watched 2 or 3 lives before this. I think it was Sarah's live where she said, Sarah, if you're in here and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you said something like he may want a hearing or he may ask for one. You think, or no, you said Gottlieb may submit a letter saying, hey, can we file a response? And if he does, Wayfarer needs to be right on that. The moment that letter hits, they need to be like, put 5 attorneys on that to write the letter that says, no, that's not cool for this reason, because Judge Lyman is eager to grant stuff for them. Grant in part, deny in part, I'm telling you. And they should say, no, but if you do say yes, here are the parameters that you should give us. Because we all spotted already, right? They want more. I do like that Lyman in this last round when they were like, can we send you an extra filing? He's like, no, thanks. And then when they said, can we submit something? He was like, can we get clarity from the court? They didn't ask, can we submit something? They were like, can we get clarity from the court? I do like that finally Lyman is like, I know exactly what you're asking for. I'm giving you 10 pages. I'm giving you 1 response. There's not going to be initial response and follow-up response. You get 1 response and you get 1 response. And this is how I want it. And I do like that because I think that this particular set of parties, mainly Lively, or not mainly, only Lively, needs that kind of direction. So if Lively files another letter, I do think Wayfarer needs to jump right on that, have their letter go in, not even wait the 4 days, because Judge Lyman responds pretty quickly.
Yeah, there's times where I'm like, hey, how come they couldn't have a chance to respond?
Yeah.
You give Blake so much time to respond, but Wayfarer just like has 1 moment of pause and you're like, okay, decision has been made. This is like,
yeah. Yeah, and when Wayfarer has submitted a letter, he replies quickly, like, "Oh no, we're not going to do that." So I'm like, again, Lyman is, for me, enough bias where I'm like, I could be crazy, but maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not. So I don't know. But
Sarah was like, Lewis, it's Blake. Don't hang up.
Yes, and I do want to share. If you guys go to docket updates under latest news, you'll see that in there. There is one update from the Jones v. Abel, and I have to update the calendar. I believe it affected some of the dates in there. Yeah. I will go back and do that. I have not because I was on vacation. But if you guys go down here, they didn't label the exhibits, but I did for you guys, so you guys know what exhibits are.
Oh, you're so nice.
No, you know why I did it? Because we're gonna ask, where's that one where they list this or whatever. We're gonna be looking for it in a few weeks, and I want to be able to find it. So you'll be able to see it in there. So these are their reasons why they're saying, like, why they included that attachment. Like, here's
is there anything else aside from that final exhibit that you think is worth looking at tonight before we say goodbye?
Well, not for tonight, just because I'll probably have to go. But I think you should dive into these, because what Wayfarer did is kind of sort these billing entries by the reasons why they think this none of this is reasonable. Like, for example, here are all the sanction related entries, and though the declaration has the reason why they put them in there. So you read the declaration part and then go to the filing. and then see the table. Because in the filing itself, there's no words, it's just the table. But in the declaration, they're telling you why they're including that exhibit. So here, billing entries on matters of the defamation claim. But in the declaration, they have the reason why they believe that that doesn't on matters other than the defamation. Like that's the whole reason as to why they included all those. Like all the ones that are in there are entries that have nothing to do with the defamation claim. This one, these are all the billing entries that have to do with press and media coverage. And even Sarah said, maybe I need to do a live with Bocce because she's familiar with the headlines. Like,
yeah, that's what I was going to respond to Sarah about.
Yeah. And that would be the exhibit right there, the media and press coverage, and see what came out those days that they have the thing. So I think like that one's really interesting. And you may be very sharp memory for that stuff. And see what comes out of it. Their travel billing entries. So all the travel billing entries are in there. Entries that just have XX for whatever was redacted, trying to kind of uncover what it could possibly be. Like, you know, what Sarah texted you as well on there. So anyway, so yeah, that probably not for tonight, but I do think that these are the way that they've sorted them, I think helps.
It's worth it. All right.
Yeah.
Great. Well, it was great to spend time.
I know. I enjoyed our little chat. We'll have to do it again. Someone asked, why is no one talking about Jones v. Abel? Because there's nothing new on the docket.
There's nothing.
There's nothing new on the docket, and unsealings haven't happened in a major way.
I mean, there's just a stipulation, a joint stipulation that they did recently. I mean, I think what I think people don't realize is it was completely unnatural to have as many filings in a lawsuit that was just a year and a half. Like, we got used to being fed by Blake Lively's filings, unnecessary most of the time, but filings, and that we always had something. But most lawsuits don't have something every stinking day. And I think there was something every stinking day, I feel like, almost. And that's why it got up to 1,400. Because, like, how many filings are there in the Jones versus Abel? Like 200 something? Yeah, that's more normal. So we're not going to get it. It's not that we're ignoring these cases. No, it's just there's nothing new to discuss for right now. But hopefully in August, maybe.
Yeah. Hopefully in August. And hopefully, you know, I'm still in the 14:30. No, I'm in the 12:45 dockets now. You can see in my timeline link at the top where I am in the dockets. I'll tell you. So I'm getting really close to the finish line, guys.
Exciting.
Yeah, I'm getting close. And we are uncovering little gems that are unpolished, but you know, here goes me divulging. We texted Bocce and
I mean, yeah, we were excited. I was like, oh, can I make a video on that? But then we kept talking, and I was like, oh, there's more that we probably need to think about in regards to that. But it was exciting, exciting conversation of thinking of like,
so there's
timing and
the timing. There's little gems that are coming up as the timeline comes together. And patterns that I think, like, if I'm catching on to them, I'm really excited for Bocce to see it because she may capture a lot more than I can. So,
I told Carol I'm so excited when this timeline is done because I will totally be doing lives on it because I am such I love it when things are in chronological order, and I'm like, because you see how things really unfolded. And but yeah, no, I mean, I think I'm hoping that there will be clarification around. I've always long suspected. I've always long suspected that this Stephanie Jones gave something. I don't know what exactly, but enough for prior to the actual taking of the cell phone, because we talked a lot about like Ashley Avanon and how she she was the one that connected, and somebody had said, well, didn't Leslie say this? Somebody else said this, not you, Carol, but like somebody else said, well, what about that? Didn't Leslie do something in August? What was that? 21st, or was it 21st? I can't remember now. And so
I think it was 28th.
Okay, yeah, so because she was supposed to quit on 24th, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so and how Leslie was like, I saw your text kind of situation. But I said, I really genuinely believe that at first, Leslie said to Melissa, I'm not going to respond to Stephanie if she reaches out. And I do think that because she doesn't respond to Stephanie, then that's why Ashley gets involved.
Mm-hmm.
And makes that connection.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. There's so much more around that time frame. And it's an interesting thing because the dynamics between Leslie and Melissa. Melissa actually backs up Leslie a lot. It says a lot of positive things about Leslie. Trusts Leslie in a lot of ways. And Leslie says the same kind of thing, but then for some reason on like August 10th, where Leslie's like texting James Vitushka, oh no, not August 10th, August 9th. She's saying to him, oh, like you and Melissa are in cahoots, aren't you? And so I was like, well, what happened overnight? Like you and
Who said that? Who said that to
Leslie said that to James Vitushka. You and Melissa are in cahoots, aren't you? Or something to that effect. And so I was like, what happened overnight? Like you were chilling like a villain's like 5 seconds ago. And the next morning or the next day you're saying to James, oh, you're in cahoots, aren't you? And I was like, did Stephanie Jones get to her by that point? Like, when did Ashley need to get involved? Because we always thought it was Leslie Sloan until that text message between Taylor and Blake, when we realized Ashley was the one who made the connection. So I don't know.
And now, honestly, with our conversation today, that I'm second guessing that message. Was it cleanup? Was it cleanup? Because they were like, can you believe? What do you mean, can you believe? You guys experienced this together.
Wait a minute. What can you believe?
That's how they started the message. Like, can you believe that PR chick just called you up? Like it.
Oh.
And if Lively had already
Wait a minute, which day was it again?
Let me go back. Let me look.
Because she knew stuff was happening in December already. So if that text message is in the December one, then you might have something. But if it's before the December one, I'm not sure.
So that's why I'm looking at those text messages differently. Can you believe
she said it on 12/21?
Yes, that's why I'm like,
oh no. I do question it now.
So when you see the timeline in these things, and because I transferred every text into the same time zone, and I try to follow, I did my best, guys. It's not perfect. Like, usually when someone is texting here, the timing doesn't overlap. Like, it starts the next one, but sometimes it overlaps. So I'm doing my best with that. But that's what makes me think that was a cleanup. All those text messages are cleanup. They don't feel like organic.
How? Because we just finished reading about how Blake's telling her, I feel digitally paranoid.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Here, look at what Sarah's saying. She's like, But but what Taylor says is bad for Blake. She said on 12/29, can you believe that PR chick? That's not that's not good for Blake. We don't know that. I think the timeline makes us question that.
Gosh, I mean, you saying, oh, that's kind of. I hear what you're saying, because if they said that 12/21, Blake already communicated that she was being digitally paranoid because based off of her own actions and seeing what she did, that her text messages, and she also knows that. But then I also didn't believe that she was planning to ever sue. But then that doesn't mean that she didn't think that she was. I don't know. Let me think about this. Oh, gosh, that's
I'm telling you,
real good point, though.
Maybe it's not. But I'm telling you, with seeing the way the text message lays out, you start to pick up on stuff, and you're like, that if this was a true feeling, that wouldn't be the way that those messages would read.
Okay, so let's look. Okay, so at 7:20 p.m., Taylor says on December 21, you won, you did it. And then who's Roy Orbison? Is that Ryan or somebody? Who's Roy?
I think it's Ryan.
Okay, and then it says it's turning. I mean, is that Ryan? Why is it just 2 words?
Oh, that's
who writing? Ryan writing 2 words? I think not. No. Then Taylor sends the Deadline article that says Justin Baldoni dropped WME Blake Lively sexual harassment complaint. And Taylor said, and you effing help so many people who won't have to go through this ever again. And then Roy Orbison says, remember August? Hi, Les. Hi, Ryan. This is Les. And then Roy loved Taylor's comment about, and you effing help so many people. And Taylor says, never has a cancellation been reversed so fast. You guys don't understand how rare this is to have proof and to take the perfect steps to bring that truth into the light. And then Blake says, Ash, like, my God, I love you so much. So that's why I was wondering if Roy Orbison was Ashley.
Oh, yeah. I think you're right. I think she might be Ash.
It's like, Ash, like, my God, I love you so much. I could not be okay through any of this if it weren't for you. And Taylor says, can you believe she just called and was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake? That means, that means the world. And Blake said, it changed my life.
And now that makes me think of the text messages that she sent to Brandon Sklenar, and the text messages that Ryan Reynolds sent at the same time to that Sony person. Like, when you see them, of the things that they're trying to do, it just feels like cleanup after 8/14. It feels like cleanup.
Well, here's a question I have. I've always connected the she to Ash, but if Roy Orbison is Ash, when she says, Ash, like, my God, I love you so much. I would not be okay through any of this if it weren't for you. And then Taylor says, can you believe she just called and was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake. That means the world. That means the world. And Blake says it changed my life. So does she have to be Ashley? If Ashley's in the call, in the text stretch, I don't know. Or is she the PR chick? Yeah, she is the PR chick, right? Can you believe she just called? No, yeah. And was like, this PR chick wants to get info to Blake.
That's exactly.
I guess my question is, if Ash is in the conversation, is that how you would say it? She wouldn't say she. She wouldn't say she.
So she said Roy Orbison is Ryan. That's what Sarah said.
We know for sure Roy Orbison is Ryan. Why is she saying Ash like, my God, I love you so much? Or is she just saying it like as if she's there, but she's not really there?
Ash, I love you so much. What does it say? Read exactly just the word to see if it's already in here. Can you read the sentence again?
Which sentence?
It doesn't matter. Whichever one.
Oh, wait a minute. I can present. Forgot.
Okay.
I was like, what? What do you mean? Let me see. Present. No, not there. Present. Share screen. Share screen. Is it this one? Can you see it?
Yes. Barely, but
barely.
Burl.
Okay. I'm sorry. Can I make it bigger? I'm sorry. It's still.
Okay. I love you so much.
It's the 1245-162.
I'm not there yet. 1245. But see, when I put it in, I'll be able to see what other text messages are being sent out that day. And then that's when it starts like rotating. Like I'm the docket I'm on is like 1245 dash like 100 or something like that. Let's see.
I guess I got confused with when she says Ash. Like, I guess I always assumed Ash is the Taylor was talking about Ash. But is that the only way to read this?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what day was it? 12/21?
December 21.
Yeah. So like these little things are coming up for me. And I'm like, why? Why is this there? Mm-hmm. So
I mean, I don't know. Do you? I mean, I'm just. I guess a part of me is like
12/21, and the article was released that day.
Yep. I guess I just want. How do people definitively know it was Ryan? I guess I have a hard time believing it's Ryan because it's two words here, 2 words. I've never seen that man not write a novel. So, how do we know?
So yeah, in my opinion, I can't say why, but Ash is a cover story for Taylor's benefit, not for the. Yes, I don't know what you're talking about, Sarah, but I do agree with you because this is why I'm questioning that text thread. I see this text thread as cleanup. I can't explain why, but I don't know that Ashley was the person to get this. Or is it just cleanup because Taylor already knew what was coming?
Why would they want Ash to be involved?
Because
why
are
they dragging another person in?
Because then it's not Taylor. And it's not Taylor. And Taylor is definitely involved. Way
But we didn't think it was Taylor in the first place. We thought it was Leslie.
Yeah, but we're finding out that's not the case. And so Ashley, I think that's why that's cleanup. And that's why it's really, really hard to pin down this Van Zandt and this sham prior to the Van Zandt because it's messy. That part is messy. I
guess I need to understand who Roy Orbison is, why Blake is saying Ash, and who she's saying I love you to. Is it Taylor?
I think so.
Why does she say Ash right there?
I need to get to that docket, but I'm telling you, there's something there that does not feel clean. It doesn't feel organic. Let's just say that. It feels like manufactured reality. And I can't tell you why that is, but that's why I sent you that text message this morning about the other thing. Because I'm like, something there don't sit right. And what I can't tell, I just need you to look at the timeline, because I think once you look at it, you'll see what I'm seeing. And you'll probably make more sense out of it than I am, because I'm just kind of like piecing my little bits and pieces until I get to that docket. Oh, thank you, April Love. Appreciate that.
Gosh, I'm just really feeling like I've read this whole line incorrectly with Ash.
Okay.
Is it? Carol, I'm sending you the stuff from the docket that Roy Orbison is Ryan.
What is this? Okay, so it says research regarding the duty to investigate even if an employee does not want it.
What?
Like, that's the line. Research regarding duty to investigate even if an employee does not want it. Is that because of Blake not wanting?
Yeah. But why? What are you reading?
Oh, it's just Sarah texted me. I'm trying to see what she's trying to connect here. Jones, I keep.
Was that one of the line items?
No, that was from earlier. I just noticed. Sorry. Okay, let's see. Jones.
That was one of the line items on the bill.
Yes. Yeah, it was.
That's what we're saying. She never wanted it to be investigated. Every time there was an investigation, she's like, shut that down. Am I reading this line wrong? Am I connecting these lines together when they're separate?
Okay, so she sent me a Reddit post, and the docket is 1245-162. Is it that one?
Yeah, this is what I'm looking at.
And someone says Roy Orbison is Ryan Reynolds. She said it says okay. Who's Roy Orbison? It says it makes me feel old that some people have never heard of Pretty Woman, and you got it, singer. But since the real Roy Orbison is deceased, that still leaves a mystery who the alias is for. I assumed it was an alternate for Blake, since it also had a different colored number to it. But also, I thought it might be Ashley Avignon or Ryan Reynolds, and then they have another link. And then it says, then she was reading 1245-76 and saw that the name had been labeled as Ryan Reynolds, but on the other side you can see the emojis clipped to the right. I remember
what?
1245-76.
1245-76.
Yeah, try to pull that one up.
1245-76. May 17. Oh. Weird that they would want us to know this was Ryan and not the other one. But I see it. I see
Where?
it.
Where do you see it?
Let me share it. Because, oh, look at them. You see that?
No, you're not sharing it. Let's see. Oh, there it goes.
See that? The heart there. The heart, and then it cross out.
Oh, okay. Oh, I did see that. I did see that message. Okay, so I just added it here just so I remember that next time.
And the way the space, see, yeah, it's got to be because of this, the heart there, but the space between, that's what gives it away. If it was just a heart and a heart, I'd be like, look, it could be a heart and a heart. Like that doesn't mean it has to be Ryan, but it's the spacing of the heart, the first heart from the words. That's
Yeah.
like literally the spacing.
Yeah.
I love people who are that observant. I love observant people. I love detail oriented people. I love people who are not as well, but I'm just saying, I love it when people catch something like that.
Yeah, I do remember seeing that, but I'm gonna put that in my tags on that docket just so I remember that.
Jen's happy place said a good example of botches need to be accurate. Now she's happy. She now knows definitely. Yeah, I mean, I saw this video, Carol, for this person who was talking about autism, and you know how I like think I have ADHD, and one of the things that he was saying was like, people like when somebody has autism, it's not that they want to be right, they just want to be accurate. And I'm like, oh, that's me. Maybe I really do have this. It's like I feel like I'm not like, and there is this happiness when you're proven wrong because you just wanted to know. Like I just want to know. I'm like, I don't care about being right. I want to be accurate. Like, so if I'm wrong and you can prove me to be wrong, I get excited because I'm like, oh,
you're like, it doesn't matter that I'm wrong. I just want the right information.
Yes, I just want the right information. I don't care if I'm wrong.
See,
I don't want to be
audience
living
knows
the
you
wrong
so well. Your audience knows you so well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, so I'll leave you with that. I know it's getting late and all that.
Yeah.
But those are when I'm looking at this timeline, especially knowing that my theory is they got it very early in August, I'm pinning it down between August 14 and August 21 is my timeline until I start reviewing it in full, because I'm not even going back to read my timeline. I'm just like entering it as it goes. And I may see the message before, the message after, just to kind of refresh, because I have to put that part in where it makes more sense. So, like, let's say a message was sent at 1 p.m. and then one was sent at 1 p.m. as well. I read the messages so I know which one kind of felt like it went first. So that's, because they sent a People magazine article, and then the next one doesn't talk about the people. They talk about it a little further down. So I read a little bit, but I don't reread everything. So I think I'm not fully grasping the whole timeline, but I am connecting little things that I already have stored to a little bit more, just little bits and pieces of it. I'm starting to connect and I'm starting to think about, and I know that in my theory, they have those text messages in August. So if I read those messages, like controlled, hi, it's Les, I didn't do anything that you didn't say, then I'm like, then those controlled messages didn't stop. And so when I look at that, I'm like, oh my God, this part doesn't make sense. This part doesn't make sense because of this.
When do you think Leslie deleted her text messages? Because we know that Wayfarer's lawsuit showed the text messages. So I don't think she was stupid enough to delete it after it's already been shown to the world. So she must have deleted those text messages prior to the lawsuits coming out.
I think August or September, because they sued in September, right? Like September Van Zandt was September 27th, right? So they had to have been deleted before then. And when you look at the text messages between August 13th and the 21st, as if they're controlled, it gives you a different picture. It gives you a different picture. And then when I realized that the Leslie Sloan texts were deleted or not present, because that's just a theory of mine that they were deleted, but they're not present, meaning they're not in her phone. And this is not a criminal case, so it can't be forensically extracted. And I'm like, they're very controlled. So now that made me look at the rest of the text after the August window very differently.
Like, or is it August window well, I guess August window. I mean, because the hi Ryan, it's Les text was definitely, I mean, anybody who would read that, you can't tell me your spidey senses didn't go. You're telling me your PR persons for like a decade or whatever. You're. It's not like this is a new phone. This is not like whatever, and you only text like once every whatever in a height of a crisis. When this man writes novels to people,
and when he's really upset that the marketing and the backlash that Blake is getting, and all of a sudden it's like we don't even want to do anything PR wise, right? Like that doesn't make sense. That
doesn't even make sense with his character as a person.
It doesn't make sense with his character, but it definitely doesn't make sense if they have the text messages. And then I'm like, I'm telling you, it just gives me a whole new perspective on those messages, and I really want to get to finish it because I think we'll have more to.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited for when that happens. And I mean, Sarah talked about some of his stuff is in Signal chats, lol. But there is a Signal chat, at least one Signal chat in the docket that he turned in. And so I'm trying to think, like, I don't know, was there anything different with how he wrote in that Signal chat versus if he just texted? You know, I can't remember if that's the one where he starts talking like Blake. It was weird. Or if it was a different one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know that we probably need to wrap it up, but I'm just telling you, like, I'm super excited for all the work that you've done on this timeline. I know that we're going to have aha moments from reading it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think as soon as I'm done, I'm definitely, I want to feel confident when I write to the judge. Some of you guys have already started writing to the judge. If you guys are confident to do that, I would say go write it and say you've made a ruling on this already. This should be unsealed. And also, he does have an order that they should be unsealed. So if you guys want to write to the judge, you guys can. You just have to have the law case in the subject, the orders of like where he said it was unsealed and where we don't have it.
How many more?
It's Lyman's Chambers or something like that. You can find it on the SDNY website.
Yeah. But how many more things need to be unsealed?
2 Ryan Reynolds text. By my count, Jenny Slate's deposition where Blake Lively's attorneys interfere with her deposition and they overstep. Yeah, that's missing. And by my count, a Lively filing that she never unredacted, like like a memorandum of law. And she never unredacted that.
I love how you hold people accountable.
Yeah, but I was like, I want to be sure, so I'm going through all the dockets myself to make sure that I tell them, because I was like, I don't want to be. I would hate to bug the judge over nothing, you know. So I was like, let me just make sure that they're not in there. So I'm like, I want to make sure that I finish going through the docket. But so far,
she can't add more.
Yeah, and thankfully she can't. So, but that's all we have for you guys. Thank you so much for joining. Bocce, thanks so much for reading that for us.
Thanks.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night, folks.
I'm going to end the stream now. Bye, guys. Thanks for joining. Bye. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.